Hello everybody and welcome back to Earth Elects. On the 12th of March, the Malaysian state of Johor held elections to its legislature, the Johor Legislative Assembly, for all 56 members. The time in Johor Bahru, the state's capital, is 7:12 on the 1st of April, and the results are in. The people's will has been made clear. There are 56 constituencies, each with a first-past-the-post election system. Individual parties organise themselves into alliances to fight elections. The largest alliance in 2018 was the centre-left Pakatan Harapan, or PH, the Alliance of Hope in English. The parties in PH in 2022 won 28 seats, although for the election this is down to 27 at the time of dissolution due to a vacancy caused by a death. The three parties are the centre-left Democratic Action Party, or DAP, who won 14 seats, the centre-left National Trust Party, abbreviated as Amanah from its Malay name, on 7, and the Social Liberal People's Justice Party, or PKR, who are on 6. The bloc's leader is Aminolhuda Hassan of Amanah. He was first elected to the assembly for the Islamist Malaysian Islamic Party in 2013, but in 2015 split from the party to help found Amanah as Johor State chairman, which joined forces with PH in 2018. He was handed chairman of the Islamic Religious Affairs and Education Executive post that year, and in 2019 was made chairman of the Education, Human Resources, Science and Technology role, where he served until 2020 when he was made state chairman of PH, making him leader of the opposition as the party was forced out of government. More on this later. With 16 incumbent seats was the Conservative Barisan Nasional, or BN, or National Front in English, coming second. The right-wing United Malays National Organisation, or UMNO, have 14 of the 16 seats, with the other two belonging to the pro-Malaysian Indian Interest Party, known as the Malaysian Indian Congress, or MIC. The pro-Malaysian Chinese Interest Party, known as the Malaysian Chinese Association, or MCA, are also part of the bloc, but have no seats going into the election. The bloc is led by Hasni Mohammad, a BN stalwart who entered the national legislature Dewan Rakyat in 2004, but switched to the state legislature in 2008. In 2013, he was given the executive role of chairman of the Public Works, Rural and Regional Development Portfolio, which he served in until 2018. In 2020, he was made Menteri Besar, the state's chief executive. The remaining 12 seats belong to the centre-right Perikatan Nasional, or PN, or National Alliance in English. The Malaysian Nationalist Malaysian United Indigenous Party, abbreviated as Bersatu from its Malay name, had 11 seats, with the remaining one belonging to the Malaysian Islamic Party, or PAS. The Liberal Party Gerakan Rakyat Malaysia, or Gerakan for short, which means Malaysian People's Movement Party, was also a member, but with no incumbent seats. They are led by longtime politician Muhyiddin Yassin, who for most of his career was part of the UMNO. He entered Dewan Rakyat in 1978 and was first appointed Parliamentary Secretary for Foreign Affairs in 1981, before moving to become Deputy Minister of Federal Territories in 1982 and Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry in 1983. In 1986, he was switched to the Legislative Assembly and became Menteri Besar of Johor, which he served in until 1995, when he switched back to national politics, entering Dewan Rakyat and becoming Minister of Youth and Sports. In 1999, he moved to become Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumerism, and in 2004, he became Minister of Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry. In 2008, he moved again to become Minister of International Trade and Industry, and in 2009, he became UMNO Deputy President and Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia, as well as Minister of Education, until he was sacked from both roles in 2015 after criticising the government. He initially remained UMNO Deputy President, but in 2016 he was sacked from this role too. He split from the party and formed Bersatu as the first president of the party in 2016. In 2017 the party joined PH, and in 2018 he was made Minister of Home Affairs and rejoined the Johor legislature, although he stayed in Dewan Rakyat. In 2020 he left PH, forming PN, and became Prime Minister, but in 2021 he lost support of a majority and resigned, briefly staying on as caretaker Prime Minister. He is now chairman of the National Recovery Council, a position in which he has served since 2021. Finally, a new progressive face was on the scene, with the Malaysian United Democratic Alliance, or MUDA. They are led by Syed Saddiq. He was youth chief of Bersatu, appointed in 2016, and he was elected a member of parliament for Muar in 2018, the year he was appointed Minister of Youth and Sports. He served until 2020, and later that year left Bersatu in the position as youth chief, becoming an independent. In 2020, he formed the MUDA as its first president. The party is aligned to PH, with a pact with both the DAP and Amanah not to run candidates against them. Of the minor parties, the centre-right Homeland Fighters Party, or Pejuang for short, garnered the most interest, with the other four all fielding just a small number of candidates. All five made their electoral debut, and there were also some independents. Elections are held every 5 years in Johor, and most Malaysian states synchronise with national elections, but this snap election meant Johor is desynchronised. The government was until 2020 led by PH, but when Bersatu split and formed PN, they joined with BN to form a minority government. For the sake of stability during a political crisis, PH did still back up the government with confidence and supply, but due to the political instability, Mohammed wanted a fresh mandate and a snap election. Opinion polls were scarce, but the BN had momentum in other elections across the country, and in the end, BN received a big win, continuing the streak, with 40 seats representing a gain of 24. The UNMO won 33 of these, up 19, the MCA won 4, up 4, and the MIC won 3, up 1. In terms of vote share, BN won a total of 42.7%. That split with 29.3% for the UNMO, 10.7% for the MCA, and 2.7% for the MIC. The PH scored a loss with just 12 seats, down by 15. The DAP won 10 seats, down by 4, while Amanah won 1, down 5, and the PKR also won just 1, down 6. Their vote share was 26.4%, 13.0% for the DAP, 7.4% for Amanah, and 5.9% for the PKR. PN also had a loss with just 3 seats, down by 9. Bersatu won just 2 seats, down by 9, while PAS won 1 seat, no change, and Gerakan stayed on 0 seats. In terms of vote share, they won 24.5%, 14.1% for Bersatu, 7.4% for PAS, and 2.9% for Gerakan. In their electoral debut, the MUDA won 1 seat with 3.5% of the vote. Pejuang won 1.3% on their debut and no seats, and no other party or independent won a seat or more than 1% of the vote. Turnout was 54.9%. Therefore, the 56 members of the Legislative Assembly of Johor have been elected to their 5-year terms. Thank you for watching that one. I hope you were interested. I have plenty more videos coming up. We just had the Costa Rican general election, and we have 2 by-elections from Canada coming up in the states of Alberta and Manitoba, the Maltese general election and the Uruguayan referendum. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you stick around for those. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.